Ah, man, running around on a big, giant, fluffy bear that's got a bunch of vines going on it. Oh yeah, the Elderclaw. These things are pretty cool. So, you want to know everything there is to know about the Elderclaw? Well, let's jump into it. These guys are absolutely amazing. You will need the Lost Colony expansion pass if you are looking to tame one of these things, but in my opinion, these guys just help sweeten the pot and make it so much worth it. Oh man, let's jump into just about everything these guys can do, and also a bunch of the different things that, like the corpse flowers and stuff like that. Let's discuss it. All right, I got to make sure I get the intro in there somewhere. Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Phlinger, and welcome to the Basics, where we break down everything there is to know about these things all the way down to its basic form, just so where you guys can understand everything about it and just get on with your game. Let's do this. All right, one of the first things there is to know, these guys, they are not really an early game tame. If you're looking to get one of these guys early game, you're going to end up having some issues. We'll discuss more of that here in a little bit, but I would make sure that before you go out Elderclaw farming, or if you see a nice high-level Elderclaw out in the wilderness that you are looking to get, make sure you have all the available stuff needed for it, for growing it. Found throughout the redwoods on most maps, and then also the green and the blue, areas of aberration, and then also down in the underground forest area of extinction. These guys are pretty dang cool. These spawn on Valgaro, the center, aberration, extinction, and Ragnarok. So they're not just only on Valgaro, they are on quite a few different other maps, and a couple of them story maps, which in my opinion is actually really, really cool. Alright, once you've spotted one out in the wilderness, they have the aggro range of a dire bear. So they will keep their distance, but if you get too close, they will aggro on you and start attacking you. I've heard a lot of people say that it takes fire and stuff like that, which is probably true, but in my opinion, it was completely unnecessary. I took one down with an ice wyvern and also a thylacoleo to back me up, just in case it was a little bit too tanky, but the ice wyvern was pretty much able to do it by itself. So once you have that taken down and it's dead, you will find that either the seed will drop on the ground in a bag, or it is inside whichever tame you use to harvest it up, and then you take that seed and you put it inside of a greenhouse. The greenhouse effect is important. It will not grow without it, so make sure it's inside of a greenhouse. And then also put it inside of a large crop plot with plenty of fertilizer. Also, if you have Bob's Tall Tales, you can use a shovel to till the soil to give it a growth buff to help it grow a little bit faster. As it's growing inside of the crop plot, it will require one of 6 different things: ammonite bile, biotoxin, black pearls, giant bee honey, leech blood, and sap. So I would encourage you to have these on hand, because once it requires one, it only gives you 5 minutes to give it to it, and then if you don't, then you'll lose out on some of the taming effectiveness. This is how you gain up the taming effectiveness on top of those additional levels for taming. I think it's a really cool mechanic, and I'm kind of hoping they do more stuff like this in the future. It's honestly really cool. Once the plant finishes growing, a dire bear or a Elderclaw will pop out of the crop plot. All you do is walk up to it and claim it. Now you have to raise it the same way you would any other dino in the game, and you also have to imprint it as well. So be wary of that. This is not a small thing. And also, I did encounter some errors by having my crop plot a little bit too close to the edge of the greenhouse the first time, so I had to go back and do it again. Alright, now the attacks that these guys get, one is the left-click attack. Right here, it is just a simple bite, but it does a bunch of damage. The second one is a lunge attack. And each one of these attacks can be augmented later on, and we'll get more into that in just a little bit. Alright, so, and then the C attack launches out that right there that actually has a rather nice conal AoE, while the graphic for it says, really, dude? Alright, so while the graphic for that shows that it is just basically a straight line, it is far more than just a straight line. It's more of a cone. But yeah, here, let me show you this right here. So if we go like that right there, he's off on the side. Okay, there's a cooldown. All right, and now he's not nearly off on the side nearly as much, but it is a cone that goes out in front, and it works out quite well. Okay, now the next attack we're going to talk about is the, or this one isn't really an attack. This one is a bark shield right there. By pressing control and crouch, you load yourself up with a bark shield that slowly drains your food and then also helps increase your damage reduction. It's pretty good of a buff. It reduces your damage taken by 35% of the damage that you have incoming. So it makes these guys really tanky to be combined with the saddle. Now, the saddle on these guys, it can start out rather low, but it will increase over time based on how much you level up your dino. So the higher the level, the better the saddle. See right there? We just went from 37 to 38 on the armor just by going up one level right there. So it'll keep going up, and I believe it caps out at 60 armor, which combined with the vine shield, pretty dang good. All right, now I've got to get to a rather populated section of this island so I can show you this next little bit, because this next little bit is actually really cool. Here, let me show you. This right here, you put down a totem by holding control and right click. Now, every time you are in this totem and you hit something, see that number down in the bottom right of the screen? Well, that is raising every time you hit something and every time you kill something. And when you can get that up to 100 or 200, it will actually help buff you. Let's get a little bit more aggro here. Alright, where we can get a few more. Alright, once you get this up to 100, you can actually detonate it by holding control and holding right click. And then you command it in, and then you grow. While you are grown, you will notice that it augments a whole bunch of your other attacks. The attacks actually get stronger. You heal some whenever you blow it. Whenever you blow the totem, and your right-click attack actually starts doing more things. You will have vines that are added to your attacks. You will also be able to double attack on your swipe attack, and it just does some really, really awesome stuff. So, yeah, when you're grouped up, when you're doing bosses, when you're doing anything like that, make sure whoever is on the Claw is throwing that out, because it adds a whole new aspect to everything. It really augments some really cool stuff. And just like a regular dire bear, the Elderclaw also gives you bee protection as well. As you can see down in the very bottom right-hand corner. Very, very cool. All right, now let's talk about another thing that they can do. This is one of the smaller little things. Honestly, I think this was probably intended to be a little bit more, but it does seem like it's either bugged, or if it's working as intended, then it's more of like, yeah, it's kind of just a little thing. So all of the little things that you get, or that you use to tame one of these guys when they are in the planted pots, you can slot it so where things will drop while you are attacking. Say if we want, say, black pearls. All right, set it onto black pearls. Now let's go down here and let's set a totem, because they only happen when they're in the totems. All right, so out here, this is rather populated. Let's set up one of these things and start just smacking things and killing things inside of this. As we kill things, each time something dies, you have a chance to spawn a corpse flower. Now, whether the corpse flower is going to be a ghost corpse flower or a regular corpse flower, I'm not sure what happens, what determines that. I think it is random. Okay, so we got one corpse flower. Now, there's two different corpse flowers you can get while you're inside of this. One is going to be a ghost corpse flower. The other one is going to look like this. And it's not letting me interact with it. Okay, but normally you would be able to go up to it and collect whichever item from it. It's a small amount, usually one. But yeah, you can actually collect the resource from it at a small amount. So it's not going to be a super huge amount, but it does allow you to farm up some of the things that you gained or you used up for imprinting this. And for gathering on these guys, they gather up much like a dire bear. They will gather up fiber from berries. They will gather up a ton of it. Also, you can gather while you're on the move, which makes them really effective. Also, they will gather up wood at a pretty decent rate. Yeah, but unfortunately, they don't have any kind of weight reduction on it, which means, yeah, well, yeah, they don't have any kind of weight reduction on it, which is most unfortunate. But another cool thing that they've got is, say, if you're looking for thatch, they do gather thatch at a rather decent rate, although it does require your vine cooldown. If you harvest up a tree with your vines, it will get you some thatch and a decent quality amount. It's not super fast. There are much faster ways of getting thatch. All right, and that is just about everything there is to know about the Elderclaw. These guys are a really awesome addition. They are in, like I said before, they're in the pre-order for Lost Colony expansion pass. So if you want it, you're going to have to go through that route to get it. But yeah, honestly, in my opinion, I think they're really worth it, and they are a very, very good addition to Ark. I hope this video helps you out. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. I really appreciate it. If you're new around here, subscribe. And until next time, this is Phlinger, and take it easy, everybody. Thanks for the poop, dude. Appreciate it. That was a great outro, man. All right, yeah, you're doing just, yeah, okay. Look off as if you didn't do anything. Your poop's still sitting there, dude. All right, man.